Hello and welcome to the Author's Corner. My name is Marisa Bludorn. I am the editor-in-chief of Own It Magazine and Publishing, and I am so excited to have with me today a new author, Mrs. Yvonne George. She is an amazing woman. I really can't wait for her to take center stage and own it with me. I want to share just a little bit about her. This is her first book, Southern Cooking Legacy, From Her Hands to Mine. Captured the meals and brought her family to the table. She was born in Watts, California, where love came in many ways, sometimes in shaping of a warm biscuit. And this is why you're going to love just hearing Mrs. George come out and really share her heartbeat. Coming in the warmth of a biscuit, other times in a sweet hush of banana pudding, layered with just the right, raised by strong, soulful women who steered lessons into every pot and prayer in every pie. Yvonne carries a legacy that lives beyond the kitchen, now based in California's inland empire. Yvonne is a proud mother, grandmother, lifelong caregiver who has dedicated over 25 years to nurturing others through childcare, storytelling, and soul food. I want to give you some stats. So normally I just go right in and I begin to speak with the author, just have that conversation with them. But I want to share with you, this book has received the bestseller status in the top 100 category, in the top 100 ranking. And this is huge. And I don't think that oftentimes we take the time and own it to talk about stats, because I'm not big on them. We just do the work. We just want to see people's dreams go from abstract to construct and to reality. And so this book has placed number one bestseller in new releases in comfort food cooking, number one new releases in cookbooks, food and wine, number one new releases in culinary biographies and memoirs, number 4 bestseller in comfort food and cooking, number 11 in new releases and memoirs, number 15 in culinary biographies and memoirs, number 25 new releases in biographies and memoirs, 45 in comfort food cooking books. That is a major accomplishment. And it tells you the heartbeat behind the content. And it tells you about the work of legacy. And I just wanted to take the time to share those stats with you. We at Own It Magazine and Publishing have had numerous amounts of authors come get bestseller status. We don't really talk about those stats, but I feel like we need to share those to just let you know that, authors are out here and they're doing major things. So taking center stage and owning it with me, best-selling author, Mrs. Yvonne George. Welcome her to the stage. Hey, how are you doing? How do you feel about
Thank you.
How do you feel about all those stats?
I wasn't expecting that, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it happened, because I feel honored, to have done that. And I'm hoping that I'm opening eyes, for the things that I feel like that I had, and I'm hoping that other people had in their family. And if it is lost, I want to bring it back.
Yeah, because you and I have gone on this journey, and every time I speak with you, I always say to you how beautiful of a project this is. And I'm going to play around. And we were talking about backstage in regards to being on our different devices. And so
Yes.
I'm going to give a spoiler. I want them to see one of the images, the promos. So this is one of the promos from Her Hands to Mine. And this is a peach pie, right? Sweet
Yes.
stories from the oven. And throughout the book, you're going to see these sweet stories from the oven. And what really amazed me, Own It is all about people development. And I have a heartbeat because people development starts in the family. And I have
Yes.
so much respect for you in regards to just how you took your grandmother's legacy. And you really fought for it. You just like, no, you were, you can see
Yes.
throughout this every turning page throughout the book, you could just see how you just gleaned from her, that you were up under
Yes.
her and really glean. Talk about that experience.
I think that maybe everybody does not get a chance to do that. But for me, it was like, oh, I was so grateful to have experienced that with my grandmother, and be able to cook in the kitchen with my mother along and learn things. A lot of times, people don't get a chance to sit and learn what devices and things that she used. So, as she's been here, she was able to leave me some of her pans and pots and different things. And I'm just so grateful for having them and be able to cook in them. Here we are years later, and I'm still using some of her pots and pans and things that she taught me how to cook in and taking that time out. She was very clear about having patience when you're cooking and not being rushed when you're cooking. So I'm always trying to be patient when I'm cooking and sort things and make sure that everything is okay so that I won't mess it up. But it happens sometimes. Nobody's perfect. It happens
Yes.
sometimes though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but I
and, and
loved
what's
it.
beautiful about this, yeah, and what's beautiful about your book is that you share the stories behind it. It's not like you just, here's a recipe book, here's how you do it, here's the tips. You actually share like what this tastes like. Each recipe you talk about what this tastes like. Where did that come from? Where did that, what made you feel like you needed to really share that part of it?
I think, everybody has somebody in their family that they look up to, whether it's your auntie, your grandmother, grandfather, whoever it is. When they make something, no matter what it is, you go like, that's the best tasting. it's the best tasting. Oh, I could taste the butter. I could taste that's usually me. I'm like, oh, you could taste the butter. Oh, what is that? What is that little hidden? You trying to figure out what is that little hidden taste? So I thought it was important to add that in because I'm always doing that when I taste something like, oh, this tastes so good. Let me try to figure out what this is so I can add it into mine. And so yeah, that's the reason why I did it because I just thought that it was important for you to understand that this tastes so good.
It is. Oh my God. And I'm going to tell you each time, doing, compiling the work and just, just designing it and everything like that. I kept saying, now when I started, I wasn't hungry. I said, but reading these, as we go along, reading these recipes and reading the stories behind it was just like, wow, how incredible, how amazing. And just like you said, you go into detail describing specifically, what it is that you're making. It also helps the person who's following along to create the dish or the dessert. It helps them to know what it's supposed to taste like, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what it's supposed to taste like. And so in this particular book, you do the dishes. So I just want to show one of the images from your promo. And this is the macaroni and cheese. And these are so amazing. I love the images, the illustration that work so hard for to give
Yes.
them not just the recipe, but also to a visual of it. That macaroni and
Yes.
cheese looks so good and so real. It just makes you want to just go out one and buy the book. So
Just
people, make sure you buy the book From Her Hands to Mine, Yvonne George, and that is with a YV. Yvonne George, go on Amazon. I know that there's probably some other places that you're putting the book on a market at. But yeah, just this it
yeah.
just everything just every image just makes you feel warm and fuzzy and just excited and hungry, for sure. I want to ask you one question. I know that in preparation for the interview, you got some questions. And so I know we're talking, just authentically, but I want to ask you, one of the questions really stood out to me, that I believe is important for the audience to hear your response to it. If your grandmother, right? Because when you buy this book, audience, because I know you're going to buy the book, when you buy From Her Hands to Mine, when you buy the book, you're going to see, if you have not done this in your own family, I know for me, it was confirmation and conviction. Was confirmation that I wasn't off my rockers, and thinking how important it is for us to pass down traditions, values, core values, our principles, that are in alignment with the family's culture. Because even though we have an ethnic culture in general, each family has their own culture, core values, traditions. We have that individually. That's what makes us complex humans, right? Because the detail of, when you get down to the drill down of everyone's differences, it becomes big, because we're not all the same. Every family, just because we are ethnically the same, doesn't mean that our family core values and traditions and principles are the same. And so if your grandmother could open this cookbook today, what do you think she'd say, and which recipe would make her smile first?
I think first she would look at the book and just be so proud. I'm sure she would be so proud that first of all that I took out the time. When somebody honors somebody and realizes what she meant, to me. I believe that part first, and then I believe that she would open up the book and go past all of the cuteness, because it's it got little pictures and things, and then go past the cuteness and then go to the sweet potato pie. Because she loved to make sweet
Mm,
potato pie, and she would always make it, and she would make 12, 13 at a time when she would make them for our holidays and everything.
wow.
And so I think she would take out the time, and the sweet potato pie would be the biggest thing far as her, loving, because she did the same thing with her mini pies or mini cakes and many things. She made little lovins, is what she called them, and she gave
Oh,
them to people individually because she wanted them to feel special when she gave them something individually. So she called them her little lovins, and she would, give them to people. So
oh, that is a, and I am a sweet potato pie woman. Oh my God, with some vanilla, hot with vanilla ice cream.
that's right.
Is
That's
my
right.
biggest,
That's
it's
right.
like, give me
That
it
is
hot with vanilla ice cream.
right.
Um, and so, share a little bit on your own, just some of the recipes, some of the moments that you had with your grandmother, that are captured in the book. Then what made you share those moments? What was it? What was on your heart that was so important that you said, I need to go deeper? Because in some parts of it, you share some of your life experiences, with your grandmother's journey. And
Yes.
then I also too, as we dig in, I want you to talk about the tea party.
Okay. Okay, so I do believe one of my biggest experiences learning how to make turkey wings. Um, for turkey wings, I didn't know the process of it. And, she always did everything, you cook everything low and slow. But throughout the process of learning how to make turkey wings, she always had a little lesson that she taught us afterwards. So you think you're doing all of this, and she's saying season it and layer it and everything. She's explaining all these things. But when she gets down to it, after we finished and we were ready to taste, how they taste and everything, then she went, now you have your wings and you are able to go. And now you can, send them over to your children, or, teach somebody else what I have taught you. So that was one. And then the gumbo experience is most definitely another one, because it showed our trials, but it also showed us all coming together and having patience in the kitchen and working with one another, and the memories that we had of her, and sharing the stories about her, everybody was able to come together, men and women come together, and we had a good experience. That sometimes things that's a negative turn into a positive, and that was a positive experience, and we call it the gumbo experience.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember, my first journey in making gumbo, where you had to make the roux first, right? So you
Yes,
had to make
yes,
the roux, and it's a big
yes,
project.
it is.
People don't. We did Debbie Allen's New Orleans
Mhm.
gumbo, and when you talk about a process, I was like, "Who knew you made the roux like this? Who knew about a roux?
You have to keep
Who
stirring and stirring and
knew
stirring
about a roux?" Yeah, and then we boiled the actual shrimp shells
yes,
inside the
to
roux.
give it
So,
flavor.
but then you
Mhm.
removed all of that. You removed all
Yes,
of that meat from the, because now it's your base, right, for
yes.
everything to go into. But that's a big project. And so you would understand if you've ever done um gumbo from scratch,
Yes.
you would understand why it took a family to do it. You
Yes.
would understand why it could take a family to accomplish that goal, because the kitchen is a mess. The kitchen becomes an absolute mess.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, yeah, so every family has that dish, the one tied to identity and tradition. What's the signature recipe from your grandmother's kitchen, and what does it represent about your family? So I know you talked about the wings. I know you shared in regards to the gumbo. But is there another recipe, or is there another tradition that your family has that you would like to share with our audience?
I think when I think of another recipe, I used to be with her before she started her window, and she had a window that she would have that she would open up in the mornings, and then the like the police department, the people that she knew would come and stand in line at that window, and she would make chicken soup. And sometimes it would be like cold outside, and that most definitely is a memory for people coming in to get her little cornbread and chicken stew, because when you see police officers and different people that are standing in this line, this is my grandmother. She just was right here across the street from a gas station, and she opened her little window, and she had daily things that she would do. And just thinking about all of that, us going to the store and our journey going to the store, because I used to always go, Granny, why we got to get up and go to the store this early in the morning? And she go, girl, because we got to get the best pickings. We gonna go off in here, and we gonna get the best pickings. If you wait till the last minute, you gonna get them. So go ahead and get them. So that is another one that for sure, there was a memory for me when she finally opened up. I don't know if you call it, we call Grandma Carrie's kitchen, and she would open it up. So when she opened that was a big thing, for our family, for us, that people wanted to eat her food and taste the things that she, made. It made me want to be inspired to, grow and do that. So yeah, that's another
Yeah.
one.
It had to be proud. You had to be proud, right?
Yes,
I don't
yes,
think I don't think that adults understand that, just like we want to be proud of our children actually want to be proud that we are their families, right? Because when they
yes.
go to school, they want to be able to boast about what their family is doing.
That's
Just like
right.
parents, when they go to their job and they're talking to their colleagues, they want to boast about their children. Well, it works both ways. And so that's beautiful that, and as we're closing out, I want you to share. I want you to share about the tea party. Talk to us about that tea party and what you're doing
Okay.
currently.
So I try to have a tea party every year for women, and it's dedicated to women. It's an all white tea party. Usually I cook full meals, and you pretty much just come. It's for us to share. So everybody that has a business, I encourage them to bring their cards for us to work together and help each other throughout the year, stay in contact with each other, experience good food. I usually have a band there. The band, plays and we get up and we dance in the floor. It's just a good fun time, but it's also for us all to get together as women and appreciate, that we are capable of doing things, together, and we're capable of doing bigger things than just cooking and cleaning. We can get together and enjoy ourselves, have a good time, and then go back to work at the same time. That's very important for me. And as far as projects that I have going on now, I have Grandma Carrie. Is from Her Hands to Mine. It's on YouTube, and it's Grandma Carrie. And I created a little animated character that will have positive. She will have positive motive. She'll motivate you, as you come. She'll come to you and just tell you happy birthday. She'll tell you happy Valentine's Day, the things that
Oh,
are coming up for us. I try to make sure that it's important again for us to just go ahead and just continue blessing others. That's for sure.
oh, awesome. That sounds so nice. And I saw the video. So that sounds,
Yes.
it looks adorable. I said, only Yvonne.
She the cutest
All
thing
I can say was,
ever.
yes, yes, yes. And if you pay attention, you can really hear the voice in there. It's familiar.
Yes.
So
Yes.
love it. I love it. So
Yes.
in closing, what would you want to share with our audience? How do they get the book? How do they stay connected with you? Yeah, so share with the audience.
Okay, so right now I'm currently doing my Shopify page. I am opening up a website. Right now you can reach me through Amazon. I have a Facebook. I also have um, I think an Instagram. Um, Most of those you can reach me from Her Hands to Mine. Those are the things that's more current that I know that are going in the YouTube channel. All of them, once you click on one thing, it'll give you buttons to click on the next thing to stay in contact with me and see what I'm doing. I have so many goals for my grandma. Grandma Carrie is going to be known if nobody else. Yvonne gonna put her out there because she was very important to me, and I love her so much, and I just appreciate the things that I've learned. And I'm hoping that other families have their family member, grandmother, grandfather, whoever that inspired them so much for them to do the same. Just appreciate them. Get them dishes. Get those dishes before they pass away. Get the recipes.
Hello.
I
Yeah,
appreciate them. Mhm, mhm.
yeah, and that is so important for us to carry on those traditions. And I think that
Yes,
sometimes we get just a little comfortable, and instead of us really valuing, um, instead of us really valuing that time, because time is it's not always promised, right? We don't know when
I-
that's going to go. And the last thing you want to do is not have spent time with the elders who are wise with their wisdom and gathering their wisdom to pass it on to the next generation. With every generation improving, not getting worse, improving. And that's why
yes,
your project spoke volumes to me, because it just showed me how much respect and value you had for your grandmother, and that we should all be doing this, right? We should all be passing on the recipes, not only recipes for food, comfort food, and sweet treats. And I can't wait to have you back with your daughter for
yes,
your second book, which is
yes.
and we'll go into that, which is the sweet treats. Um, I can't wait to go into that. But the recipes for our values, the recipes for our convictions, our core values and our convictions and our traditions, so that we are not lost in our identity. And I love, and
That's
that will
right.
bring us to the close, that I love what you did with your daughter, bringing her in and passing it on to the next generation. And I'm looking forward to
That's
that
right.
conversation with the two of you. And so again, it's From Her Hands to Mine is the book. You can get it on Amazon. She has two books out there. She has the Southern cooking book, and then she also has this sweet treats and small bites, correct? From Her
Yes,
Hands
ma'am.
to Mine, sweet treats and small bites. That will come up. So if you look in Amazon and you put Yvonne's name in, Yvonne George, you put her name in with her hands to mine, you're going to see both books pop up. And the beautiful thing is they're in paperback and hardcover, correct? And then
Yes.
you have the ebook that's on Kindle. So you can get it. Great idea for having it in hardcover, because with cookbooks, you want them because you want the longevity of them, right? You want
Yes.
to and get two copies, because you're going to want one you keep forever, right? And then you're going to have the one that you use, right? Because you don't want the one that you look at and you want the one that you use, because that's going to get messy and things like that, because you're going to be using it a lot. And then you want the one that is just precious and it's on that coffee table or in the family and they can see it. And so just get the book. Really, really get the book and enjoy the journey, because there is such a beautiful and wonderful backdrop story to each recipe. And I really, again, will say, I love how you say how this tastes. How this tastes. That is amazing. And so, without further ado, people, if we did not encourage you to go out and get this book, I have no idea what we could do more, because it's amazing. It's not just a cookbook. It is something that we all need to ground our identity, to strengthen our bonds and families, and really let our wise generation know that they're valued and appreciated in a major, major way that is priceless to the legacy of the family. And so, with that being said, we're going to bow out gracefully. Have an amazing rest of the day, people. And thank you so much for chiming in. See you soon.